Cameras are going on.
Turn them on. Look pretty.
All right. We will call the July 2nd, 2018 Management Services Committee to order. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Approved. Are there any public comments? Seeing none. County farm management issues. I do not know of any at this time. Solar opportunities. We approved going forward with talking to a solar farm. I kind of ran into a dead end of finding names, but talking to Ori this morning, he may have a couple of names of other companies willing to give us some information. So we can keep moving forward on that process then. Does anybody else have anything on the solar?
Does it still go with the old company?
Well, we have to put it out for bid because it's such a big dollar amount, and putting it out with one name isn't really putting it out for bid, so it's nice to have at least a couple names to go with. Okay, getting this on the agenda early so we can hopefully figure out something better for this year. Discuss snow removal. So, have a copy of what the bid packet was for last year. So, is there some wording we can put in there so that we do not have the same issue with the salt as we had last year?
Well, last year we had that we bid for the salt separately, right? Number 7.
The salt was, they just so much per pound whatever they used.
Are we still even doing salt? I thought we were going to do it.
That's why we're discussing early so we don't have to do it at the last minute. You know, what do we want to, how do we want to handle it?
Oh,
You know,
which 7 are you looking at? I'm looking at the second 7.
Item B.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
looking at. Put it out for bids. We bidding at the same time, or are we going to bid it later?
well,
Ready.
whoever does the snow plowing, I would think if we're going to have somebody other than Chris do the salt, then we need to, whoever does the snow plowing should do the salt, otherwise it gets somebody's salt,
I see what you're-
and then you plow the salt off.
Then this is presented then.
Well, we can't have them do it per pound, because remember that just was so exorbitant.
We also don't have to have the driveway and all that done. I mean, we can restrict it to just sidewalks.
Well, that's
So
whatever ideas.
That parking lot will get slippery,
Yeah.
though. I mean, it really will.
Yeah, but we don't have to. I'm just saying, we don't have to salt the parking
No,
lot.
we don't have to, but
If-
we'll have to pay if somebody falls, probably.
Jim says, according to Jim Devine, that's just an expected risk when you park in the parking lot. Granted, it's nice. If I'm saying per Jim, we don't have to salt the sidewalk, or the parking lots.
And
So it's just something to chew on. We do have to do the sidewalks and entryways.
did it, I'm not here every day, did it seem like there was excessive salt on the sidewalks? Okay. John's shaking his head yes. But
so am I.
Dee likes the salt because she has a lot of people that are...
Moms with babies,
Yeah.
carrying babies and baby carriers. And sometimes when those babies flail around, that throws their gait off a little bit,
Yeah.
so they're not as steady on their feet. So I think that having the parking lot salted is a really good idea for moms carrying babies and coming in for immunizations and TB skin testing and so forth. I think that's very nice to have the parking lot salted.
But it was a huge,
Maybe the committee needs to decide when to salt, how much to salt, where to salt, and so forth.
This is confusing to me because you got on the second B7, the salt that's bid for. If you say that the person that gets a snow contract gets the salt bid, where is the biddings?
Well, they bid so much for the snow removal, and then they bid so much per pound is what they did last year for salt. Now, there was also the option last year.
Is this all in one bid, that all
Yeah,
bidders are
yeah.
doing this? Okay, then I understand it, but the
Okay.
way it sounds to me, like one bid could be for the salt, and the other could be for the snow removal.
No, that's not how it has been anyway. I know it was brought up. I believe one of the options last year was a bid with the salt included, which we thought was awful high, but then in hindsight, it wasn't. So I guess we could, if we did that, then we would know up front what the total was. I'm just putting it out there early so we got time to discuss it and not have to decide something at the last minute.
It'd be nice to get several people to bid too.
I mean,
With the mowing,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to get it out there and get, a half a dozen bids in this year.
Well,
That would help.
I know I had talked to at least 3 different ones, and I expected more than one to bid. So,
I mean, we can change the wording of the salt application. Can be bid on a rate per pound or a total package. This way they can do either to encourage both. I think the person that did it last year just did it that way.
I don't think we should do per pound, because how do we know how many pounds of salt they use?
so just have it.
I can charge you for 50 pounds of salt and use 10. I mean,
Yeah, when you go out and
You
look
open
at
the bag.
yeah, exactly.
We
There's-
weigh your car on the way in, weigh your car on the way out.
Exactly.
And don't carry your kid in, have the kid walk out.
Okay, so,
I do think that the parking lot, I personally feel like the parking lot needs to be salted. I know how slippery they get. I don't think we need to ask for trouble. I agree.
and you're thinking, just ask for an all-inclusive bid then?
And that they need to understand that it'll be for the entire season, so if it needs salted, I mean, obviously every snowfall's not going to necessarily need a salting, but if we've got freezing temperatures and a really wet snow, and they go through, and there's that glaze on there, yeah, I think it should be salted.
Okay. Do you still have salt laying around from previous years?
No, I just have bags of calcium chloride ice melt that gets thrown around, like up near the walkways and whatnot.
Okay.
There are several bags of that. There's some in the maintenance shed, and there's a little stockpile over here. That's nothing you use in the parking lot.
No, but I'm just, I guess, if you're able to do that between times so that we don't have to call them back, that might be cost saving.
Sure, that's what I did last year,
Yeah.
if needed, And there's a lot of it over years around here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I think the year before you started, they had gotten a pallet of it. So,
Still a lot.
We could also choose to just have them salt this parking lot, and not the parking lot over at the courthouse. We could choose, we could do that.
yeah.
That would protect those mothers carrying their babies here.
Well, and talking with somebody that does snow plowing, they don't come to this area, but they said one place that they do, they have to have it available 24 hours a day. But like we could have them keep that side open 24 hours a day, and then this just during business hours, and that might be a cost savings too. So that 911 can get in and out, but they wouldn't have to do this. And I don't know where they park over at the jail, and that, or if all that has to be done. Yeah, that'd be something to talk to the sheriff about, how he wants it.
When will this go out, the bid?
We don't need it to go out right away. I just wanted to get people talking and thinking. You know, because we don't want to be November 1st, well, we got to do something, and throw it out there and not have it corrected the way we want it.
November's the first paid month, right?
I believe so,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's November through March, I believe.
On page 1, item A1, if we're gonna have the salt as the whole package, should we change from bids for snow removal to snow removal and salt application?
We can,
Just this way it's upfront, we want.
yeah. Yeah, well, last year, the bids were for the October meeting, so, I know the one that did get it was calling right away after, because they needed to get manpower for it. You know, he was trying to line up all his manpower, so, you know, I guess if we can get it done
Yeah,
the previous month, you know, in
the
September.
sooner the better.
Yeah.
For us. You might even get better pricing. Compared, who knows. So for 7, on the second page, B7, where salt application will be bid on a rate per pound, we should scratch that input salt will be bid as part of the total. I don't know, we want to get rid of the per pound price.
Right. Salt
Correct.
application will be included in the bid.
Bid. Just be ready for
It's going to be
high.
high, but
Are we talking 20 grand?
well,
I'm just letting, I mean,
I'm
that's,
thinking that's what salt cost us last year.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I think the sooner we can get it out to bid, the sooner it is. This way, if there's issues, there's time for finance and the budgeting process.
well, right.
So,
And if we're one of the first ones they bid on,
yeah,
they may not have everybody lined up, and they may be willing to do it for a better price.
just to get the job.
Yeah.
I think from finance, I think 2025 is what should be, that's probably, it's gonna come in at, hopefully lower.
Anybody got any other thoughts?
So we just we'll send this out now and be set up for next month or the month after for accepting bids. Last year's is dated September, but I prefer getting started early.
Right.
I think,
Doing it in August might be, well,
I think putting it out,
I think the earlier the better.
okay.
I agree with Charlie.
Well, that's fine. So do we want it, as soon as the board approves it, we want to send it out?
Mean the bids,
Yeah.
do they have to approve it? I thought we could do it.
Well, nothing happens until nothing's
after the
official
board
until
meeting,
after
but I
the
mean,
full
they don't have
board.
to bid on this specifically.
No, no.
I'd say send it out after the board meeting.
Okay.
Put maybe a copy of it in the minutes for the board, and that's it.
Well, then I guess I'm gonna ask if anybody's got any names. I mean, we can advertise it, but if anybody's got any names of anybody that we can specifically contact.
How many do we send it out last year to, anybody know?
She put it in the paper.
Send it to everyone that bid
I'd
last year.
say send it out to
Well,
those who
well,
answered in the paper, and also the paper,
Website,
Website also,
you
yes.
post it there.
do both, paper and what we had answers back.
And I mean, I contacted personally 3 people.
That's all right, Dan?
Yeah.
That's all right, too.
And so if you know of somebody, because somebody may not look for stuff like that,
That's true.
you know, so if we can,
Or don't get the Watsika paper anymore.
you
Should
know,
we put it in some of the local, like Advocate or Kankakee
I
also?
I don't think we want to get too far away from Watsika because they're not going to want to come this far. Because that's the one that I was talking to is from Clifton area, and no, that's too far for him to come for something that's got to be open 24 hours a day.
Well, you prefer somebody closer anyway, because
Oh, yeah.
you want it done right away.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to, if somebody from further away bids it and they're going to guarantee they're going to be here, I'm not going to turn them away, but I think if we can find people closer, it'd be better. Okay, so basically we got the 2 changes of A1 adding to bid for snow removal and salt for the county. And then on B7, salt application will be included in the bid. Was there any that I missed?
Well, under number 2, that last sentence in number 2,
Ah,
salt application may vary on amounts and timing of application depending on severity of snow or ice accumulation. Should we be more specific there and say when we want salt put down so that people will realize you don't have to salt every time you make a plow?
well, if it's included,
Yeah, if it's included, if they want to,
Yeah, but I'm just thinking maybe they wouldn't want to kill us with price then, if they understood they didn't have to do it every single time. I don't know, that's just me.
That's a difficult one to
Mhm.
decipher. When you add, depends on the accumulation, putting it on maybe before it accumulates, so you really don't know how much it's going to accumulate.
But there's no point in putting it on if it's 20 below, right? It doesn't work then, does it?
Soon melts out. Then it goes right to work.
Oh, I thought it didn't work if it was.
Well, it don't until it warms up, and nobody's going to be out there later, after snow is gone.
the snow removal will take place when there is snowfall of 1 inch or more or upon authorization from proper county official. Salt application may vary.
I think that's,
I mean, if we get an inch of snow, but it's supposed to be 40 degrees that day,
There's no point in putting salt out.
right?
I think that's what that says, though. It can vary based on
Well, it would
timing.
vary on the reader's
No.
perception.
So what would you think it should say?
Well, I'd say temperature would be a huge contingent there.
That gets tricky because temperature could be going up or going down. You know, it could be 35 degrees and snowing, but the temperature going down, then you're going to want to salt it. Whereas if it's 28 degrees and going up,
Well, then
They
let's just
know.
not overthink it and let's just leave it like it is and
Yeah.
go.
They know what they're doing.
and it, with proper county official, it kind of leaves it up to Chris's discretion or whoever he wants to he'll be the contact person, so whoever, if he doesn't want to make the decision, he can call me or John. And then on the back page, salt application rate per pound will be scratched out. So, someone like to make a motion to approve it as such, with those 3 changes?
Accept the snow removal contract bidding with the 3 exceptions discussed here on the table.
Have a second?
Second.
And we're not actually spending money, so all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, we will go forward with the new resurfacing south parking lot administrative center. Is that right, south parking lot?
I don't know what that's about.
It's supposed to be not resurfacing, it's coating.
Reseal, like seal coat?
Reseal, yes. That should be the whole thing, not
That's the
just
whole
the
thing,
south.
it's not the south.
Yeah, okay, well, anyway.
He was
So-
in the crawl space.
You were contacted by Freehill or discussed with
I
Freehill?
spoke with a couple of people from Freehill, and one of them had been over here to do some business in the administrative building, and they know that it's due to be done this year. And he suggested possibly just, he didn't think it needed seal coat. He said you could get away with crack seal and restriping the lot and get away with it for another couple of years. He said, if you guys want us to seal coat it, of course we will. He said, there's enough seal around there right now to get you by for another couple of years. He said, I think you're wasting your money doing the whole 9 yards right now. He said they could come and do crack seal and restripe it and save us some money. Now, how much money, I don't know. You'd have to come and look at it and give me the exact number, but that's just something that they brought up to me when I ran into one of them at a ball game, actually. So they passed that on to Lyle, and so that's up in the air for you guys to think about as well. Or the money's in there right now to have the whole thing done, then we don't have to think about it for another 3-4 years. So,
Well, if they're saying it's good for another couple of years anyway,
yeah.
and at that point, we may be repaving it.
Right.
So, I mean, if the professionals say it doesn't need it, I don't think
Right.
we need to spend the money.
That's right, I agree.
Crack seal it and be done.
And restripe it and make it look nice again, and worry
So-
about it in a few years.
So was that a motion?
Yep.
It definitely does need striped.
Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
I will pass that on to them. Then.
Okay,
Probably won't happen until later in the summer, kind of like last
do we
year.
know what was in
For
for,
budget,
yeah,
I think 25.
so it's under the,
Exactly.
it's under the $30,000 limit then. So it wouldn't technically have to be sent for bid.
No, because we have already voted to do it anyway. They're just saving us money on what we have done, so.
So, I guess we'll take the roll
The
call.
sheet I want is sitting on my desk, so, but I'm most positive it's 25 that was budgeted for that.
Which is under the amount necessary, so.
Alt.
Yes.
Hasbargen.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
McGinnis.
Yes.
Barons.
Yes. Okay. Update on office space.
I invited Jack Danzert to be with us today. He's from, this name I don't know very well, Carventa Lifts Company, and I'm exploring how we could have access to the upper level here for storage, and I wanted Jack to take a look at our situation at this time, and maybe he'd give us some ideas after he has a look at it.
Okay.
Maybe a few of us would go with him and show him the upstairs, either now or when the meeting's over.
Do we want to just go now?
I'd like
Everybody-
to, but
everybody go.
free him up if he wants to do something else.
So, why don't we run down there real quick
Okay.
and show, that way, I think everybody but Larry has seen me upstairs, but you got keys to get up there, right?
I do.
Okay.
Should we go right now?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we adjourn for a couple minutes and,
I lose again.
I moved to adjourn to
That's
go
because
show
of
the...
recovery.
okay, is there a
Grab
second?
donuts, who needs coffee?
Aye.
Okay.
Roll call?
Is it gonna be a problem for you to shut that tap off and on?